Hello, everybody. How are we doing this evening, or morning, or afternoon, or whatever time zone you're in? Hope everybody's doing well. All right, just looking at the chat box there. Okay, nothing going on. Thought I saw a free company message, but I was wrong. All right, so between streams, I went ahead and added Samurai and Red Mage jobs. So we've got those guys now. I think what I'm going to do is, really quick before we get going here, I'm going to move these gathering professions over here. Make room for the bigger jobs right there on this row. So we can put Samurai and Red Mage. Actually, let's do it like that. I may again reorganize it later and put like the magic groups together, or maybe I'll put DPS together and healing together and tank together. Not really sure yet. But eventually we'll get to it. I think my bird just despawned. Alright, let's go ahead and hit some Gestalt greens. Give me a good hour's worth of that. Hour's worth of that. There we go. Alright, cool. We'll hop on to the bird. Last stream we had uncovered Sid. The Scions got slaughtered, and we discovered that Sid was at the I know the words that I'm trying to say. We discovered that he was the guy with no memory at the church. Yeah. So cool. I wasn't sure what to name this stream. What did I name this stream? It had been something about Sid, but I think I may have changed it. Hold on. Because now I'm curious. Where did I show that at? Right there. Oh yeah, I did leave it about Sid. Okay, so I named it The Great Sid because I think that I should be getting some quests from him, if I'm not mistaken. But let's go ahead and head over here and pop up my map so that I can see. Alright, so I need to head basically straight south, and there's going to be this little like observatory thing there. Yeah, you can see it. It's huge in the distance. Giant telescope on top. So that's where we're headed for this quest in what is this place? Corinth? Is that how you say it? Corthus, not Corinth. So yeah, I'm gonna have quite a few quests here, I believe. So might as well go ahead and get to it. It is currently 5:30 in the morning here in the great state of Ohio, and yeah, we're having good times. We're having good times this morning. I had to go get some blood drawn yesterday, and I was definitely feeling that, the effects of that. Just so exhausted, you know? So exhausted after having that done. And then, like, you gotta fast beforehand. So, I was really hungry, and I took me a little, what is this? Turtle brownie. It's like a little Debbie snack cake. And they're only like this big. I took one with me, and, yeah. It did not, it did not do the trick, to say the least, so. Excuse me, can you repeat that? You wish to offer your services to House Durandare? And what, pray tell, do you wish to receive in exchange? Ha, how absurd. As if we would permit an outsider to pursue the records of the observatorium. Do not mistake our courtesy for friendliness. The holy sea of Isgard may allow foreigners to travel freely within these lands, but we do not intend to offer succor to strangers. Okay. Well, I guess I'll just take the money. Thanks. And also that level. So, gotcha, girl. Alright. No, I don't want to click on the bird. There we go. Hello and have mercy. Are you still here? You may take shelter within our walls, if you insist, but do not distract me while I'm on duty. We're stretched thin as it is. And where the hell's is that knight I sent out on patrol? He should have returned ages ago. Ugh. Perhaps I have a use for you after all. If you still wish to aid us, search the wilds to the west for my missing man. You will know him by his uniform, that of House Durandare, as is mine. Yeah. Get back on my bird. Damn it. Yeah. So anyway, I came back here, and I had me another one of those little Debbie snack cakes, and why am I seeing that over there? What is that? Going for gold. What quest are you? Oh, that's a dungeon quest. Okay. So this dude is actually up here. I was following that map marker. Anyway, so it didn't really do the trick, eating those snack cakes, but last night I hold on. I'm gonna have to fight real quick. I can't be distracted. Would you be not alive anymore? Okay. Let's go ahead and aid this dude. Eventually I'll finish my story. If it wasn't for you, sir, I reckon they would have finished me off. Despicable dragon-loving bastards. Pfft, death was a mercy they didn't deserve. I pray the rumors were mistaken, but this confirms the worst. I must immediately inform my superiors that the heretics are operating within this region. Fare thee well, friend. Hold on a second. I need to actually stop the music that's playing. Because I get a notification in my chat for every time that the song changes. Even though it's muted, it's still actually playing. And it's very distracting because I keep seeing the chat move. And yeah. So anyway, we'll finish this quest, or at least talk to this dude. I must say, I didn't actually expect you to find my knight, much less rescue him. I see I may have been premature in my judgment, sir. We are a proud people, beholden to tradition, but that does not mean we are without humility. I shall instruct the astrologians to entertain your request. However, understand that it is ultimately their decision whether or not you may pursue their records. Pray, procure the observatorium and introduce yourself to Edmil. Alright, so anyway, last night, because I was like hungry all day, and I ate a couple like little things to just kind of hold me over throughout the day. But last night, I made quite the dinner. Ah, the gentlemen come in search of the airship. This is highly unorthodox. Whatever could Sir Ludovax be thinking? It is true that we maintain meticulous records, which stretch back generations. However, because this information is used to chart Dravanian activity, access is strictly controlled. One can never be too careful with heretics and their sympathizers lurking about. If you would persist with your inquiries, pray seek an audience with Chief Astrologian Forlamort up above. Okay, whatever. So I made like in the air fryer, I made a roast chicken. Fucking phenomenal, guys. It had like a balsamic, like I marinated it in a balsamic marinade that I made, and then I took like another batch of the marinade and simmered it in a pot and reduced it down, so when it was done I like glazed it over top. So good. And then I made some mashed potatoes, and actually I just peeled it and cut the potatoes and boiled them, and my girlfriend mashed them because I was busy with other stuff, but that's beside the point. And then let's talk to Forlamort. Wait to the best part in a second. No, absolutely not. Have you any inkling what it is you ask? Were our records to fall into the wrong hands, it could change the course of a war which has raged for generations. I speak not of some mere spat between Southron nations. Ours is a holy crusade, and we are arbiters of Halone's will. I will not put our great nation at risk, certainly not to help a foreigner locate a missing airship of all things. Pardon the intrusion, Forlamont. I wish to speak with you regarding the recent... Oh, I did not realize you had a guest. Inquisitor Galamain, you honor us with your presence, sir. The gentleman was just leaving. Ah, you must be the one who rescued House Durandare's knight from those heretics. Doubtless they feel indebted to you. I am told you seek an airship last seen in Corthus 5 years ago, yes? You come to us at an inconvenient time, I fear. Much has changed in the intervening years, and a little for the better. While I wish you the best of luck in your search, I would also strongly advise caution. The snows can come quickly in Corthus. One moment you may feel as though you have a firm grasp on your surroundings, safe and secure in your knowledge, and the next you may find yourself in a wholly unfamiliar situation. Blind to the dangers hidden by the blizzard, it would be wise for you to focus on a single landmark whilst traveling. Do not give in to temptation and deviate from your course. Don't know why I wouldn't click that. I was not aware you aided House Durandare in that fashion. Thank you, sir. Nevertheless, my decision stands. I cannot give you what you seek. Well, go fuck yourself then, you pointy-hatted bastard. I'll just talk to her. You there, sir? I could not help but overhear your conversation with the Chief Astrologian. There may be a way I can assist you, but it would require that you perform for me a favor in exchange, naturally. An associate of mine has yet to return from her expedition to the cliffs east of the observatorium. He was adamant that he could conduct his observations alone, despite the presence of Ixal in that vicinity. If you would seek out this astrologer and confirm that he is well, it would be a great comfort to me. Sure, why not? So anyway, I landed on light. Right. Anyway, I took some Brussels sprouts and halved them and blanched them. Which, if you don't know, blanching is when you like boil a vegetable for a few minutes and then drain it real good. It really brings out the color in the vegetable. Anyway, blanched that. I diced up some, I sliced up some celery. I juliennetted some red peppers, diced up some onions, and then I minced some garlic. And basically what I did was I took the Brussels sprouts and coated them in olive oil real good and laid them flesh side down on a cookie sheet, salted them, and then I took the rest of the vegetables and just like dumped them on top, and I roasted that in the oven. And man, did they come out good. It was quite the meal. Actually, we had so much food, she couldn't finish her chicken. Like, she was so full. And then we had a whole bunch of mashed potatoes left. Like, half the pot of mashed potatoes was still left, which is very unusual. Usually, like, we are some mashed potato eating fiends. And I'd say a good half of the vegetables was left too. So it was I made quite a bit of food last night. Yes, a lot of people don't like Brussels sprouts, mainly because they're not. It's rare that you find them prepared in a way that they taste good, and it's actually not that hard. You can roast it with a little bit of garlic, and they will taste phenomenal. My dad takes them and cooks them in a skillet on the stove in some butter and garlic, and he just like bastes them the whole time that they're frying, and they're really good like that too. There's a bunch of different ways that you can make them that they're really delicious, but Brussels sprouts is definitely a thing that if you're not eating them properly, then they kind of they don't taste that great. A lot of people just boil the hell out of them, and then feed them to their kids and wonder why their kids don't like vegetables. So, all right, okay, cool. What a relief to see someone other than a goddamn birdman. I thought I could finish my work whilst the Ixal were away, but they returned far quicker than I anticipated. It was all I could do to hide and hope they might leave again before I froze to... Wait, who are you? You are not one of our knights. A man of House Derendere cannot be seen in the company of an unbeliever. Good day, sir. Okay. Well, glad I wasted my time to come rescue you. Alright. Heading back. I thought for sure that guy was going to attack me. I guess I am like 21 levels above him, so they're not really too concerned with me coming in and out of their camp. Oh, good times, good times. So yeah, that was that's what I made for supper last night, and then tonight I got some ground beef in there. I'm gonna make some thick cheeseburgers, I think, and I might go get some sweet potatoes and make like some air fried sweet potato like fries. That might be good. I've never tried those before. I've seen a couple of different recipes online, so I got an idea of the best practices for making them. So I think that I should be able to come up with a decent recipe for it. And I just got a whole bunch more garlic too, so I've got plenty of garlic to use in the process. I forgot I've got some pierogies in the freezer too. I might make those with it. That might be a bit too heavy though. Anyway, the arrogant fool returned not long before you arrived, muttering about the disgrace of having been rescued by an unbeliever. Serves him right for underestimating the dangers our knights face every day. Ah, but you are eager to locate your airship. It may surprise you that by saving him, you have already aided your own cause. House Derendere is quick to regard outsiders with suspicion. It is their duty to sound the alarm at the first sign of Devarian aggression. Yet you have already aided them twice, for which they are honor-bound to repay you. Even so, they will not grant you access to the observatorium's records. That is just as well, for there are other ways you might locate your missing airship. What I propose is that you petition Lord Portalaine for an official introduction to the other high houses. The word of House Durandare carries tremendous weight in Ishgard. Should the captain consent, you would have little trouble obtaining information from the other high houses. Okay, cool. And that dude is... up? Up or down? I don't know. We'll try up first. Okay, it was not up. So it must be down. Whee! That actually did not take me down to 1 hit point. So 300 and something left. That was quite a fall. Where's this dude at? Oh, he must be in this building right here. Ah. I'm gonna call you Porcupine. You've caused quite a stir in your short time here. First you slay 2 heretics and save a knight, and now I hear you have rescued a man of our house. I imagine you must desire something for your troubles. An introduction to the other high houses. I cannot deny that you have given us no cause to distrust you, but while you have performed 2 acts, you would have me endorse you to 3 high houses? It is only fitting that you aid us one final time. Wouldn't you agree? What an asshole. What an asshole. Alright, what do you want? Now, I understand you are very eager to find your missing airship. Worry not, for this task should make a man of your skills. For this task should take a man of your skills but a moment to complete. Man, I can't read. Not long ago, a porter bound for Skyfire Locks was ambushed on the road due west of here. Though he escaped with his life, he would very much like his wares as well. On the off chance any portion of his shipment remains, I would have you travel to the scene of the robbery and bring back what you find. Lest you intend to perform only a cursory search, bear in mind that recovering the stolen merchandise will endear you to House Halenart, further improving the chances that they indulge your request for aid. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so it's that way. Let's jump on the old burb. Alright. Stolen wares. I'll take this. And those. Thank you very much. I'll wait till this person gets done so that the... yeah. I don't want them to think that these are theirs to fight. Alright, cool. Yeah, right? Just like... Dude, I'm trying to help you. Be nice. Yeah, that's pretty much everybody in this area. Like, with few exceptions, most of them are, from what I've seen so far, very dismissive and just enough abusive to be annoying, for lack of a better term. That's why they all have stupid voices. Have you good tidings to share? Or better yet, stolen merchandise to show? There you go. Have it. It's all yours. Gods bless you, friend. It's all here, every last... Ah, but wait. The chest over there looks like it might have been pillaged. Bloody hells. That's the personal property of Lord Francel, too. Yeah, it wasn't me. Are you certain? Clearly an attempt was made to open it, but the lock appears to have held. Nevertheless, if you wish to verify the contents against your shipping manifest, be my guest. Fury, take me. A draconian rosary in the possession of Lord Francel? Yet, perhaps this is not so difficult to fathom. House Halenhart is whispered to be infested with heretics. Thank you for bringing this matter to my attention, sir. I shall inform the Inquisitors immediately. Under these circumstances, I must strongly advise against associating with House Halenhart. Your other introductions will need to be postponed as well. It is the duty of every Ishingardian to root out and destroy heretics. All else must wait until this matter is resolved, naturally. Because they can't just, like, say, hey, I looked in the records while you were gone. It turns out that your airship was last seen headed in this direction. Jerks. Come closer, lad, and listen well. This is for your ears only. Lord Francel is no heretic. He is a goodly, righteous man, wholly dedicated to the cause. I know this because I served House Halenhart for years prior to the calamity. You must go to Skyfire Locks and warn him of the coming storm. The Inquisitors are ruthless and will spare him no mercy. Speak to him of an Eldwise, and he will know you are a friend. Now go. Alright. I'll just take your word for it. Since you're actually not being too much of an ass. Although you could always just go yourself and warn him. But it's cool. I'll go. I'm used to it. Alright. Where... Oh, it must be... that building? That would be my guess. Or, no. It's got to be that direction. So, around the corner? Ah. There was another building up the ridge here. Where is he? Yeah, there he is. Yes? You look as though you have something to say. Do you? Is that an Eldwise in your pocket? Or are you happy to meet me? I see. Sir Carolinat is not forgotten my mother's favorite flower. A pity it has not been seen in Quarthus since the calamity. You may speak freely here, friend. That's absurd. I would sooner die than become a thrall of the dragons. Alas, it matters little what I have to say at this point. Although the Draconian Rosary was not found in my possession, it will still be considered by many to be proof of my heresy. I must do my utmost to prove my innocence to the Inquisitors, for if they harbor even the slightest doubt... this will only add weight to the incessant accusations our house has suffered of late. It's as though the gods themselves are plotting our fall. You risk much by coming here. It is only proper that I recompense you for this deed. Tell me what you desire, and I shall do my best to provide. A missing airship. I see. It may require a prolonged effort to locate your quarry. I shall direct you to one in a better position to assist you. Lord Harchefant of House Four-Temps commands the garrison at Camp Dragonhead. Present to him this letter of introduction, and he will surely be receptive to your needs. Oh, okay. Alright, cool. So, north. 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 Alright, Burb. Let's roll. My beautiful Burb horse. It's very frustrating that they do not let you use mounts between characters in this game. Because my old character has two beautiful mounts that I can no longer get. And that is frustrating. Alright. Let's come over here. Is it going to be down here? Ah, it is. Ah, the unmistakable swagger of a well-traveled adventurer. If you are come to pay your respects, be at ease, friend. I'm not one to stand on formality. Truth be told, I would gladly welcome many and more brave souls like yourself. But enough chatter. Pray, tell me why you have come. I will tell you, and then you'll want me to do something for you. If there is any justice in this world, these charges will receive no serious consideration. It is beyond inconceivable. Ah, yes. The letter made mention of a pressing matter for which you require assistance. What might that be? An airship. That's all that which way was it heading? That's all I need to know. To this enterprise you speak of was last seen above Korthus before the calamity 5 years ago. I fear it may prove difficult to find any eyewitnesses to these events, for while Ishgard did not participate in the Battle of Cartanu, we were embroiled in our own internal conflicts at the time. Nevertheless, I will make inquiries on your behalf and share with you my findings in the future. In the meantime, please enjoy the hospitality of Camp Dragonhead. I will see that you are afforded every courtesy as a guest of House Four-Temps. Thanks, dude. Finally, I meet somebody in this zone who isn't a complete dick. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. As you have doubtless realized by now, the high houses of Ishgard, House Four-Temps included, are either unable or unwilling to offer you formal assistance in your search. However, that does not mean that there are not influential individuals within each house who are sympathetic to your cause. I shall be sending missives to their various representatives in Ishgard, though I suspect it will be quicker and more efficient if you were make inquiries of your own. Lady Nine of mine own house Four-Temps, who resides here in Camp Dragonhead, rather enjoys the company of travelers. There is also Cravelin of House Helenart, who can be found at Skyfire Lock, though any information you pry from the scribe may prove difficult to parse. Have you spoken with the chief astrologian of House Derendare yet? Really? Perhaps he will be more accommodating once I inform him that you are a friend of House Four-Temps. Do not concern yourself with the House Dresmdale. I shall contact them myself. Seek the counsel of the three I mentioned, and return to me when finished. Okay. Back out into the wilderness, I guess. Well, after we talk to the person here. I need a drink. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. Am I attuned to this? Yes. Okay. Maybe up here? No. Down. 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 Need a, merchant and mender. It's been a while since I've repaired gear. First and foremost, let's go ahead and sell this. So a pretty penny right there. All that stuff needs to go into my the inn. It needs to go to the inn. That's what I'm trying to say. Alright. I don't think I've got anything else to sell. So let's repair gear. Shouldn't take too much. I haven't been playing too much offline. or off stream anyway. Just because I have been super busy these last weeks. And there we go. And just haven't had the time or really the energy. I've been sleeping a lot lately. I don't know. I don't know what's been up with that, but why, hello, good sir. What's that? An airship, you say? I hate to disappoint you, but I know nothing of what you seek. Likely no one of House Four Temps does, for if they did, I would definitely know as well. The topic on everyone's lips these days is what will become of young Lord Prancel. Some say the allegations are long overdue, given how many members of House Hellenart have been found guilty of heresy in recent days. Okay. Thanks for the gossip, lady. How did I get in this place? Was it up here? No. Where's the door? Is this it? Ah, there we go. Okay, cool. I got trapped. It's a trap. Alright, so I need to go south. Back down to the observatory, and then continue south back to that camp down there. But, yeah, it was just the three people. Okay, cool. Alright, so go ahead and take another drink. Alright. Actually, it doesn't look like we're going quite as far as that camp down there. Alone, grant me strength. There must be some way to... Oh, who are you? A friend of Lord Herchenfat. I want to help you, I truly do, but these accusations of heresy have thrown House Hellenart into chaos. Right now, we must focus on combating these charges and preserving our reputation. Thanks for nothing. I mean, it's really no surprise that nobody's helping me, because of course they're not. It's got to be as difficult as possible. I should kill some of these things while I'm here. Just because I do want to finish the hunting one. So. Don't know how many of those I need to kill, but as long as I'm killing one, like, whenever I see them, should be able to get through them fairly quickly. Need to go this direction. Alright. I think I might have needed to kill these spirits, too. Nope. Wait. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and take this one out. Why not? Wrong key. Got a little fire scarecrow. Just take one out every now and then, and eventually I'll have all of the ones that I need. I've found that the best way to do the hunting log. Just like as you're questing, just go ahead and do one here and there. Alright, it looks like maybe in the tower. Alright, yeah, this way. And it's up, so it's definitely going to be in the tower. How far up the tower is a question that will be answered shortly, I guess. Not this level. Ah, I had to come back to this guy. I gather you've been busy since last we spoke. Lord Harchenfent's missive was positively glowing, but if you think that his endorsement is cause for me to disregard Isgardian policies, then you are sorely mistaken. We are at war, sir, and the enemy grows bolder by the day. Why, in the short time since Inquisitor Gelamain arrived in Corthus, countless heretics have been discovered, even amongst the elite of Isgardian society. If Lord Harchenfent wishes to waste his days chasing after a long-lost airship, then that is his choice. But if he expects others to share in his folly, then he is truly blind to the present state of affairs. Oh, you're such an asshole. I don't like you. Alright. Let's head back north. Nothing to do but just do it, right? Alright. We'll head in this direction. Take out another ice spirit right here. Alright, cool. Kind of feel like I should get a number on those, like how many do I still need to kill? It's probably 5 total. Feels like lately it's always 5. Alright. I think that was 3. We got another one of these dudes. Boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah, I did get flare. Maybe I'll try that out. That was interesting. I did not let my MP recover. Alright. Maybe I should do that. I think that was 4 of the ice spirits. Take this one out and see if that finishes them off. Alright, that. Oh, that used all my MP. Okay, gotcha. The hunting log is complete for those, so. Was that right? Did that use all of it? Deals fire damage to target and all enemies nearby it, with a proficiency of 260 for the first enemy and 40% less for all remaining enemies. Additional effect grants Astral Fire 3 and removes Umbral Ice. Duration 15 seconds. Says MP cost is 7,000. But I feel like it took all of my magic. Yeah, it did. It took all of my MP. Ah. Stupid dog. Alright. I think that was 4. So one more of those dudes, I imagine. I should be done with them, I think. Might as well do them. Since they're right here. Hey, got him. Bonus 30,000 XP. I'll take it. Alright, cool. Now let's head up here and turn this quest in. Finished off some hunting log stuff. I am curious where my hunting log is sitting at right now. So I've got these guys in Lenosia. So everything that I need to do on my hunting log right now is Lenosia. Yeah. Cool. That's fun. The extra XP comes in really handy. I think it was this door. I keep wanting to go in that side door up there. By your countenance, I take it you did not learn anything of use. Nor did I fear. It seems the whole of Korthus is consumed by this talk of heretics in the High House. We can only hope that my sources in Ishgard proper provide more pertinent information. Not really helpful, but, you know, at least you're trying, dude. It's a level 36 coffer. I had other personal requests to make of you. It concerns Lord Francel, of whom much has been whispered in recent days. I have received... Oh my god, get off the mountain, lady. So loud. I received a report that he and 3 knights were seen heading toward the Steel Vigil. The outpost was long ago overrun by the Dravanian horde, so I am not certain what he intends to accomplish with such a small force. Whatever his motives, I fear for his safety. Pray, journey to the Steel Vigil and see if Lord Francel's party requires assistance. Okay. So... Okay, it's up there that I'm going. Okay. So north. I'm heading north. This way? Yeah. So it's a cool bear mount, dude. Cool bear mount. Makes me want an ice cold Coca-Cola. Such good marketing that they did with that every time I see a polar bear I want a Coke now. I don't even drink soda, but every time I see a polar bear it makes me thirsty for a Coca-Cola. Who goes there? Fish fingers? No, stay back. The fiend is still here. Well, I guess I'll just have to lift it up. Oh, it's dead now. Oh, there's another dude that I gotta rescue over here. Ah, I see. I heard the beast's cries from over yonder. The Lord Francel is safe. Bless you, sir, bless you. Curse those fiends. It's as though they knew we were coming. Alright. How many of you guys are there? Confound it all. How are we to redeem House Hillenart if we cannot even slay a single Avis? Ugh. We are fortunate you came along when you did, sir. House Hillenart will remember your kindness. A lot of good it's going to do me if they, like, chop off your house leader's head here. It was a foolish thing to do, I know, but I had hoped we might demonstrate our devotion by slaying a number of the Scalekin. Moreover, it was House Hillenart that yielded the steel vigil to the Horde many years ago. One might say that our defeat here heralded the slow decline of our house's once great name. We have been brought even lower by these despicable accusations of heresy, and despite my best efforts, I have done naught to improve the situation. The day of my trial approaches. Soon I must accept the judgment of the Inquisitors, whatever it may be. But even should my protestations fall on deaf ears, I will proclaim my innocence to my dying breath. Okay, cool. So we saved him. Pop another egg here. Back on my burb horse. And back to the south. Yeehaw! We gonna head on down the Mason-Dixon line. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Alright. So. Oh my god, that is the most adorable ass bear. Look at that guy. Oh, I just want to pet his little head. Well, it would be a big head, I guess. Anyway. Let's, sidestep. Slide to the right. Alright. That's dude. What did you find at the Steel Vigil? Ah, I see. A reckless plan, but at least it did not cost him and his knights their lives. I have news for you as well. A witness to the final flight of the Enterprise has been found. Alas, there is a complication. Of course there is. It has become common knowledge that you paid a visit to Lord Francel at Skyfire Locks not long ago. Upon hearing of this, the witness became understandably reticent to make your acquaintance, for fear of being seen in the company of a man who might later be declared a heretic. A not unreasonable fear, given the zeal with which Inquisitor Gallimain has conducted his investigations. In any case, if we wish to obtain his testimony, we must first clear Lord Francel's name, and by association, yours. Because, of course, that's the situation. As I see it, the key to proving Lord Francel's innocence is discrediting the evidence against him. I speak of the draconian rosary found in the chest you yourself recovered. If you would, please tell me of the incident in question. So, it was found in a locked chest, labeled as the property of Lord Francel. If the rosary was not his, then someone else with access must have planted it. Here is what you must do. Return to Skyfire Locks and speak with Rickman. He works closely with the porters who ferry goods across Corthus, so he may have some inkling of who could be responsible. Alright. So, someone with access. Also, the lock had appeared to be tampered with, so I guess put that in your pipe and smoke it. Alright. Anywho, let's head back down here. It looks like we're heading in this direction this time. Whee! Is it this building right here? It's gotta be. And a sturdy roof. Hey, Rickman.
Someone tampering with shipments. Fury, strike me down. If all them rosaries found in our people's possessions were planted... Hey now, don't you give me that look, lad. I'm a House Helenart man through and through. This heresy nonsense is bad for me and my family, too. I ain't saying the porters what were bringing the shipments did it, though. I know most of them what work the trade routes, and I've never had cause to question their faith. But if it wasn't them neither, then your guess is as good as mine. After all, every shipment is thoroughly inspected before it... Could it have been the fellas that were responsible for the inspections? Ha! His guardian knights and inquisitors, the lot of them. As if they'd ever turn their cloaks. Reckon that means the porters are your most likely suspects. Hate to think it, but maybe you should question them. There's a crew coming to Camp Dragonhead from White Brim Front this morn. You might consider having a word with them. I mean, it's obvious. It's obvious that it's the Inquisitors and shit. So back up north. So a lot of back and forth in this zone. This place, that place, that place, this place, that place, that place. Alright, that's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. I should have named this this stream Trekking Through the Snow. Or Frozen. Or Winter is Coming. I don't know. Beg your pardon. You suspect that we porters have been planting draconian rosaries in House Helenart's shipments? What nerve. If you truly believe such nonsense, search our parcels and see what you find. What do you have to say for yourself? Are we finished? If so, I would appreciate an apology. But that's impossible. Once the knight at White Brim Front concluded her inspection, I loaded the parcels into the wagon myself. And if I had been the culprit, I would have never allowed you to search my shipments. Say what you will to Lord Hockenfont, I will not be held accountable for this. Alright. So... here we go, turning in quests again. Did something happen outside? I thought I heard shouting. Ah, but more importantly, what did Rickman have to say? More draconian rosaries in every single parcel bound for Skyfire locks? That beggars belief. Even the Inquisitors must acknowledge that this is no more than a crass attempt to sully House Helenart's reputation. Whoever is responsible has overplayed his hand. And praise alone that he did. Lord Frankel's trial is upon us, and we must act now if we are to clear his name. Alright. From the very first, I knew it could not be that so many members of House Helenart were heretics. At last, we can give the lie to these poisonous allegations and put an end to this travesty. I will need to prepare a formal statement regarding these developments for the Holy See. In the meantime, I would have you bear my words to Inquisitor Briggy. Tell her that House Fortemps asks, nay, demands, that Lord Frankel's trial be postponed until a full investigation has been conducted. Okay, and where is this person? Oh, they're actually right here. Okay, nice. I see her.
What is it, my child? Lord Hatchenfant would have the Inquisitors do what? That is not possible. Inquisitor Galloway presides over Lord Frankel's trial at Witchdrop even as we speak. Fear not. If Lord Frankel is indeed innocent, he shall walk in Helone's halls with the fallen heroes of Ishgard.
Well, that's not comforting.
Whee!
I'm never doing that voice again. All these birds in here. Have they taken Lord Frankel to... They have taken Lord Frankel to Witchdrop? This is madness. The Inquisitor does not have sufficient grounds to suspect him to that manner of trial. I will not stand idly by and allow an innocent man to die. Fishfingers, I would dispatch you and one of my knights to Witchdrop to forestall the proceedings until such time as I am able to join you and the petition Inquisitor Gallamain in person. I will endeavor not to keep you waiting too long. Do whatever you must to keep Lord Frankel alive. Is it Frankel or Francel? I think I keep saying Frankel, which is neither of the things that I just asked if it is, so. Oh, shit. There's water there. I wasn't expecting that. Alright. Thought I was falling in the ocean. Alright. Where are we going here? Ah. Right here. Hellfish fingers. As you can see, Lord Frankel yet lives. We must try to reason with the Inquisitor, but if his guards judge us a threat, we must also be prepared to defend ourselves. Proceed. Continue. Oh, sorry, I gotta adjust my back pillow here. Josian Charlemagne Frankel de Helenard, you stand accused of heresy against the Holy See of Ishgard. Is there aught you wish to say in your defense? Hear me, brothers. These charges are false. The men and women of my line have ever opposed the Dravanians, and I am no different. Since the very birth of our nation, we have gladly shed blood in service of the Holy See. Condemn me, and you will strike a blow for the enemies of Ishgard. It is for Helone to judge if you speak the truth. Prove your innocence in the eyes of gods and men. Leap from the cliff and entrust your fate to the Fury. The righteous shall take their place in Hallown's halls, while the wicked shall reveal their draken forms and be put to the sword. In the name of House Fortemps, I beseech you, stay your hand. Inquisitor, we are come on behalf of Lord Harchenfant. My lord has uncovered evidence which suggests that the charges against Lord Frankel are without merit. We humbly request that these proceedings be suspended until such a time as full re-examination of the facts has been conducted. Lord Harchenfant has allowed his personal relationship with the accused to cloud his judgment. That he should harbor private doubts I might have allowed, but that he would dare interfere in legal proceedings sanctioned by the Holy See, I cannot. To defy the will of the Inquisitor is to commit heresy, a crime for which there is but one punishment. Yeah, everything's heresy for you, pal. We must hold them until Lord Harchenfant arrives, Fishfingers, and remember, no harm can come to the Inquisitor. Well, I'll do my best to not kill him, I guess. Let's take this dude out first, though. Because he is going to be healing shit. Let's take out the archer. The DPS boy back there. And finally the tank can become not alive. Become a corpse, please. Why is he taking so long to kill? Go for my MP is really drained. We got some more dudes popping on here. This guy sooner or later, I guess. A little thunder. Okay. Oh good, it's a fucking dragon. I don't even know who I'm attacking at this point. I'm attacking the dragon, I guess. That's the one I wanted to be attacking, though. Oh my god. Fucking MP. Dude, fuck off. All the way. All the way. Alright. Go ahead and do this.
finally got that dude. Let's take out the infantry. Eventually. Oh, thank you. Ow, the bird. And also the right key would be good. Some more. Well, why am I attacking you then? I know what I need to do. I need to use the bird that killed that dude. Are we actually able to attack this guy now? No, he's not. Give me this rosary. Give me that rosary. The bastard. Alright, cool. Duty complete. Alright, cool. So using the dragon to kill the other people was really helpful. It is not our intention to defy the will of the Archbishop. But this trial, like many others I fear, has been orchestrated by enemies of House Hellenart. They have used you and your fellows to sow discord, Inquisitor. I set brother against brother, that we may tear ourselves apart. The fevered imaginings of a desperate man. What proof have you of this? By the Fury, a draconian rosary. Then the knight who refused to yield, it was he who summoned the raven? Wavering. A heretic in the ranks of the Temple Knights. This has grave implications. Your claims would appear to have merit, Lord Honchenfant. We shall withdraw my charges against Lord Frankel, pending further investigation. I trust you have not lost sight of that which first brought you to Corthus, Fishfingers. Pray, locate your errant airship and use it. Lord Honchenfant, I have not the words to express my gratitude, but why would you risk your reputation to save mine? Because I know you, boy. You're too loyal to betray Isgard, and too devout to question your sentence. Had we been any slower, you'd have jumped of your own free will. I would have done whatever it took to redeem House Hellenart. Praise alone, it did not come to that, but it profits us little to dwell on what might have been. Let us quit this place, Fishfingers. Pray, visit me at Camp Dragonhead once you have recuperated. Okay. And on the bird horse. Okay. So I think that the Gestalt greens that you use to summon your mount in combat. I think that it only like counts down while your bird is actually out. So like it's not counting down now, but now it is, because I've got 16 minutes left on that. And I've used like an entire extra egg. So all the time that I'm mounted or while I was in that instance, it wasn't ticking down. I think. I don't know for sure, but I think that that's what's going on. Hey, it's Karen. You look well, Fishfingers. May I say what a pleasure it is to fight alongside such a fearless and skillful warrior. Aw, thanks. Jeez. Shucks. You got me blushing. Were it not for you, Lord Frankel would surely have died defending the honor of his house, and I might well have perished at the hands of a heretic and his Wren. However you say that. I have never known how to say that. House Fortemps and House Helenart shall never forget your service. Now, let us return to the matter of your missing enterprise. Please do. The man with knowledge of the enterprise awaits you outside. I pray his information proves useful to you. Is it going to be like the first fucking person that I talked to when I got here? That would actually kind of irritate me. No. How quickly the commoners' opinions change. They say Lord Frankel is innocent now, but just a few days prior. Anyway, you were inquiring as to the whereabouts of an airship last seen in Corthus several days before the calamity, yes? Well, it so happens that I was monitoring the night sky at the observatorium during that period. I recall that a small vessel came from the direction of Gridania and landed near the stone vigil in the far northwest. The garrison almost certainly seized the vessel and brought it within their walls. If so, then you would need an army of knights to have any hope of securing it. The Lord Hachenfant is, from all indications, quite fond of you, so mayhap he can lend you a few. In any case, I have done my part. I shall pray for your success, friend. Okay. Thanks. Ah, so you've at last located the Enterprise. I believe congratulations are in order. The Stone Vigil. Ah, perhaps I spoke too soon. The outpost has been held by the dragons for years, and all access is restricted by decree of House Durandare. I will write a letter to Lord Drillamont of Whitebrim Front and request that he grant you permission to enter. That said, I fear my influence alone will not suffice, so I suggest that you request Lord Frankel do the same. Now that your business in Camp Dragonhead is concluded, I suspect we may not meet again for some time. I wish you well in your journeys, Fishfingers. May Halone guide you. Yay. Let's get on my bird. And head south. Back to Lord Frankel. Ooh, there's trouble afoot. Alright. Let us away. Head back on down here. And, yeah, he's up in this little cabin on the hill. I'll call it a cabin. It's not really. But it kind of feels like one. Wonderful to see you again, Fishfingers. If there's anything I can do to repay you, name it. So the airship you seek is likely inside the Stone Vigil. It shames me to say that it, too, was once an outpost held by House Helenart. In the chaos that followed the calamity, the
Dravanian horde caught us unawares. The fiends have held the outpost ever since. As we lack the strength of arms to retake the stone vigil, House Darendare instead has been charged with the duty. Given that, I doubt that my words will carry much weight with Lord Drillenmort. Nevertheless, I will write you your letter. Before you depart, a word of caution. The cravens who attempted to destroy House Helenart have yet to be unmasked. Though their plans were foiled, they doubtless will harbor great hatred towards us, and toward you, now as well. I don't know what to say to that. I guess I'll just go fuck somebody up. Got a problem with me, man? You don't even know me. Alright. Let's head up here. Think I need to go through Dragonhead to get over there? Well, maybe not. Can't tell if that cliff goes to the edge of the place or not. It looks like it does. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go through. Alright. And then this way. No big deal, just a few extra steps, basically. Alright, so I think I'm now in uncharted territory. Like, I don't think that I've been over this way. Maybe I have. I know that I, like, went through and got a bunch of the, Aethernet stones. And, Choco Porter deeds. But I don't know if I came over here or not. I don't even know if there are any over here. I mean, there will be the Chocobo guy, but yeah, there's no Aethernet, so do that. All right, cool. All right. So I think in between streams, something that I want to do is finish getting my botany up to level 50. Because I kind of stopped doing that. Not because I didn't want to, but because I've just been so busy and also tired. So, yeah, I got 11 more levels to go on that. And then I also want to start leveling my fishing. So that'll be for later, though. You desire an audience with Lord Drillemart, do you? Ha! I desire a night in a warm bed with my wife, but wishing won't make it so. Well, I was in a warm bed with your wife last night, so bazinga! What do we have here? Letters from Lord Hansenfont and Frankel. Is it a likely... Oh, you're serious? What to do? Well, you can do as you were told. That's what you can do. Your timing could not have been worse, traveler. Lord Drellemont's attentions are focused solely on the stone vigil at present. In any case, it is not my responsibility to escort visitors. Take your letters and show them to Ser Albos. Yes, Ser Albos can surely accommodate you. Seek her in the storeroom on the opposite side of the yard. I don't like the way you said that. I don't like it at all. Alright. So... Okay, yeah, I have not been here, because the Chocobo Keep I have not talked to yet. So, go ahead and do that real quick. There we go. Alright, and then I will go ahead and mount up myself.
So you see, my egg timer was at 16 minutes roughly, and the chocobo timer was at 16 minutes roughly. And now the chocobo timer is at 10 minutes, and the egg timer is at 6 minutes. So it's definitely not ticking while I'm mounted. Hey, it's Sid. What's up, Sid? How'd you get here, homie? What the hell is this person? Are they not in this building? Yeah, they must be outside somewhere. But where? I didn't see anybody outside that it could be. Oh, there's another room here. Okay. Sir Bronter bade you speak with me, did he? I know not why he presumed I would be in a better position to help, but I assure you that he is mistaken. Lord Drelamont hasn't the time to spend speaking with low-ranking knights such as I. However, he always has a moment to spare for head Charlargian Sharass. Why not visit the infirmary upstairs and show your letters to him? All that work to find you just so you could send me away. Thanks for a whole lot of nothing. Alright, upstairs. Aha, this person. Are you here to visit a patient, sir? What's this? Letters of introduction from House Fortemps and Hallenhart. With documents such as these, you needn't seek an escort. Pray, proceed to the barracks and speak with Sir Gordonox. He should know Lord Dramont's current whereabouts. Okay, back outside I go. Not surprised, though. Looks like it's straight ahead. Ah, there's a door. I see a door. Let's go inside. Oh, good, it's another fucking tower. My favorite. Hey, at least you're on the first level. What reason have you for barging into... Oh, I see. Well, you're in luck. Lord Dramont is just up these stairs. Letters or no, though, I would not expect much. House Derenair as a whole does not hold adventurers in high regard. You had best state your intentions quickly and succinctly. Show proper respect, and it shall be returned in kind. Okay. Just up these steps. Hey, there he is. Sir Gordon permitted you your passage. Very well, speak. You wish to brave a ruined outpost filled with scaleskin to secure an airship that may or may not be there. Are you the avatar for the Fury herself? Oh, look who finally decided to help out. We are the scions of the Seventh Dawn, Lord Drelamont. You know our name, and you know our deeds. We are come to Korthus to slay Garuda, Lady of the Vortex. To that end, we seek the Enterprise, the airship of Master Sid Non Garland, who stands before you now. Master Garland, you're alive, but that's impossible. Indeed it is, my lord. Do not be deceived by their honeyed words. These foreigners are not to be trusted. As at this critical moment in Asgardian history, as House Darlindare marshals its forces to retake the Stone Vigil, who should appear in white brim
front, but 3 mysterious strangers. Sid Gorland, missing and presumed dead since before the calamity, and 2 scions of the Seventh Dawn, a defunct band of misfits recently exterminated by the Empire. The lesser houses may have been duped by these grandiose lies, but I should hope that House Durandare would have greater sense. I know not why these 3 seek the stone vigil, but I know that we cannot permit them to pass. Thank you for your counsel, Inquisitor. For a moment I nearly believed this murmurous farce. You 3 will not enter the outpost until we have reclaimed it, and until you declare your true intentions as well.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, you're cool, fuck you.
It could be moons before House Drelinar purges the dragons from the stone vigil. We cannot afford to wait that long. Sid, Fishfingers, we must do whatever it takes to earn Lord Drelamont's trust. Understood?
So, do a whole bunch of quests? Yeah, do a whole bunch of quests. Okay, well. Ah, there's a person there.
You the lad responsible for that commotion upstairs? Aye, word travels fast in White Brim Front. I gather you still wish to change Lord Drelamont's mind. If there's one thing I've learned about the man in my time here, it's that he listens to and respects the opinions of those under his command. Went over the barracks, and he's sure to take notice. How, you ask? That's easy. Serve the poor souls decent fare for a change. The last few supply shipments contained no meat whatsoever, and the knights are rightfully beginning to complain. I'm thinking we could prepare them steaks using mud puppy tail meat. 'Twouldn't be a quality meal, 'tis true, but it'd be a damn sight better than nothing. If you've a mind to lend a hand, why not await a lurking mud puppy in Denifin Pass, and take this bottle of vinegar. Locals say it weakens mud puppies by clogging their mucus glands, drying their skin.
Why am I just getting that kind of information now? At this point in the game. Oh, lordy loo. Okay, where am I going? Over there. Right? Factual folklore? Yep. Okay. This old mud puppy boy here. Just gotta get out of the town first. Show me an exit, please. Thank you. Alright. It's gonna be over here. Up this path. Alright, so I need to use the dark cider vinegar on this mud puppy to weaken it. And there's my destination. Did I use it on it? I think I did. At any rate. Alright. Slayed the spotted mud puppy. Alright, you thick ass bitch. You thick lizard lip fuck. Get wrecked. Get wrecked, fool. Alright. Let's head on up to the castle. Castle on the hill. Alright. Oh, it's a chinchilla. Hello, chinchilla. Isn't it adorable? No, I'm actually going here. Aren't I? This way. And in here. And back to the cook. There you go, cook. It didn't work, did it? I thought it was an idiotic idea. Don't speak too soon, buddy. Oh dear. Remind me to never wander near mud puppy spawning grounds without a bottle of vinegar. Anyway, this should only take a moment. I'll just need to do this, and voila. Ever seen a man cook steak that fast, have you? Take these 3 and distribute them to the hungry knights here and up above. Okay. You there, lad. Don't think I didn't see you and the cook conspiring together. Let me make myself perfectly clear. If you wish to buy my trust with a steak, it would be my pleasure to oblige you. Yes, I feel invigorated, refreshed, as if I have the strength of 10 men, and their wits besides. I should have no trouble concocting a new reason to refrain from sentry duty. We ought at least receive a hearty meal before we march off to die in this godforsaken waste. How about this? Is that a fresh-cooked steak? Helen's blessings be upon you, my friend. Mud puppy meat or no, it's the most delicious food I've had in a fortnight. Glad to be of assistance. An army marches on its stomachs, I believe is the phrase. Ever must we train and maintain our skill at arms, yet never are we to receive proper sustenance. How about a steak? You're a godsend, my friend. Too few appreciate that House Dresendare must do more than its fair share for the sake of Isgard. Alright, and then am I going back upstairs or am I coming back down? Back down, okay. It feels wonderful to see everyone in such high spirits. Amazing what good food can do for morale, eh? But I've forgotten about the hard-working Shurgians at the infirmary. So rarely do they take their meals here at the hall. Mind taking this steak to Sonoda? She's doubtless so preoccupied with the health of her patients that she's neglected to attend to her own. Yeah, that seems to be common practice with people who are extremely responsible like that and have a lot of responsibilities. They tend to neglect their own welfare for the people under them. Okay, so not down here. Right there.
Beg your pardon, sir, but I am busy attending to this man. I will be with you in a moment. Is that... Come to think of it, it has been quite a while since I last ate. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to have a nibble. Oh my, this is fantastic. Thank you so much. I'll eat the rest right away.
Determination, vitality, direct hit rate, or tenacity, vitality, and skill speed. I think I will go with the Knight's Bread. Although raptor stew sounds delicious. Okay. Anyway. Do that. Might I have a word with you, fish fingers? It concerns the Chirolgians. After speaking with them earlier, I learned that they lack sufficient alembics for their needs. Hold on. You see. For their needs. You see. So I used some of their broken equipment to craft a more advanced alembic, both as a gesture of goodwill and as a means to help me recover my memories, since working with my hands kindles familiar feelings. I'm going to probably disappear a little bit because I've got this over me, but I'm cold. All I require to complete the device are the cores of 3 ice spirits. Though commonly used to reduce the temperatures of chemical mixtures, there is a way to alter their properties so that they draw the cold within rather than radiate it without. Awesome. So I already killed some of those, but I'll go kill some more. It must sound ridiculous to you, impossible even, yet somehow I know it will work. Cool. Let me just go back out and find some more ice spirits to chop up with magic. Alright, so I think I need to head this way. The other way I can't get around because there's a cliff face that I can't get up. And right away I find some ice spirits, so can't help but notice that you're level 40. Oh, did I run out of bird greens? Also ran out of eggs. Cool. Finish that off for me, will you, Burb? Thank you. So there's one. For some reason I was deselected from it. Two. One more. More of these goofy looking things. It looks like there's one right there in front of me. Without an MP. There we go. Now we gotta go back inside and talk to Sid. I'm glad it wasn't too far from the thing. So I didn't have to like run all over Tarnation for it. Alright. Alright, Sid, my dude. Have you obtained the cores? If so, please show them to me. Here you go, my dude. What an amazing device! But is it truly an alembic, sir? I've never seen it its like before. I too am unsure what to make of this machine. While certainly impressive, I've no idea how to make use of it. Nevertheless, if it is as effective as he claims, it will be a great boon to the infirmary. Think of the medicines we could create, the lives we could save. Even so, I wonder. Worthy the kindly stranger, bearer of gifts wondrous and strange, for his generosity comes at cost.
Oh, it's this asshole. Their earnest efforts are but a means to an as yet unknown end. Moreover, you should be wary of associating with individuals who have interfered with the questioning of a suspected heretic. They did what? Bless you, Inquisitor, for coming along when you did. We almost succumbed to the temptation proffered by these unbelievers. Oh, this dude's gonna get fucked up so bad. Why does that man detest us so? Is it all because we interrupted Lord Franco's trial? Whatever his reasons, he clearly means to oppose us at every turn. You said it, Sid. Guy's a dick. Hey, level 52. Before we can persuade Lord Drelamont to help us, it seems we must convince Inquisitor Galamain that we are not his enemy. But just how might we go about doing that? By killing him? We know little and less about the good Inquisitor, despite him being such a prominent figure in Corthus. Perhaps we should learn more by speaking with the people of Whitebrim Front. Share your findings with Alphanod in the square. I'm sure he can formulate a strategy from there. Okay. Alright. Well, there's one person in here. In this building. Downstairs, I'm guessing? Ah. Inquisitor Galamain? Yes, of course I know of him. Alas, I have not seen him since the day he came to Whitebrim Front several moons ago. He was just here, like he walked by your room, homie. My memory is somewhat muddled, but I recall that a blizzard nearly buried us in snow that day, and I had the ill fortune of being assigned to the night's watch. While the stronghold kept, we walked the walls and patrolled the exterior in a darkness black as pitch. My route took me outside the eastern gate at one point, where I caught sight of a silhouette illuminated by the light of the city. Thinking it was a wayward traveler, I cried out and gave chase, but slipped and took a terrible fall. When I woke, it was days later in this very bed, where I have lain recuperating from my injuries ever since. I had tried to rescue him, but in the end, Inquisitor Galamain rescued me, carrying my unconscious body to the gates. I owe him my life, sir, and I hope to one day repay his kindness. Okay. I still don't like him. So... fuck off, I guess. Alright, here? I see you again. Inquisitor Galamain? I am in the foggiest of whom you speak. Unbeliever. Aye, we have learned of your deeds at Witchdrop. I will not be party to whatever dastardly schemes you've hatched against the Inquisitor. Away with you. I still don't like you. Either. Hey, Patrick. Under Inquisitor Galamain's watchful gaze, unprecedented numbers of heretics have been unmasked and brought to justice. They say he goes days without sleep, so great is his devotion, but blessed are we to have such goodly, righteous man to protect us. That was like my worst Patrick Star impression that I've ever done in my life. I usually do a much better job with old Pat Star. The Holy See has decreed that the Inquisitors are the arbiters of Helon's will. They are to be afforded every courtesy and the utmost respect. Well, that wasn't informative at all. Alright. So let's go talk to this dude. Ugh.
You wouldn't be so cold if you, like, put some thicker clothes on, my dude. In case you have yet to notice, my attire is ill-suited to this climate. Yeah, I did. I just said it, actually. I realized it soon after our arrival, but paid it no mind, as I had hoped we might find the Enterprise far faster. Instead, we've wasted far too much time meddling in local affairs. Never mind. Our journey is almost at an end. All that remains is to deal with this irksome Inquisitor. Sid tells me you have been busy making inquiries, yes? It should come as no surprise that he is held in high regard. Even so, I am beginning to suspect he has other reasons for hindering us now. Let us more closely review the testimonials you obtained. Fish fingers. Mayhap they will provide insight into the Inquisitor Galamain's motivations. You know, if you're so cold, why don't you go inside? You're standing literally out in the snow. Like, your intelligence level is not impressive, my friend. That'll be a level 40 weapon coffer. Something troubles me about that wounded knight's account. He claims he fell chasing a figure in the darkness that he saw outside the eastern gate, yes? But the main road leads to the southwestern gate. Since we arrived in White Brim Front, I've seen no travelers arrive by the eastern gate. Moreover, he said he glimpsed a silhouette illuminated by the light of the city, which would imply that the Inquisitor came from north of the eastern gate, not south. But it cannot be so. That way lies not but a deep chasm. Assuming Ser Julian is not misremembering, the Inquisitor's behavior that night makes absolutely no sense, at least to me. Mayhap retracing his steps will shed light on this mystery. Search the area outside White Brim Front for clues. Alright. Gotta go this way. Right, okay, yeah. I guess over here? Maybe not. Oh, actually, I don't really need to. I'm like right in the vicinity of it. Somewhere around here. Oh, is it down there somewhere? It must be. It must be this. I will wait for my health to respawn just a little bit because... There we go. I'll be fighting something, so I will need my... I'll need my health. I'll need my health, please. Please and thank you. Let's go ahead and pop one of each of these. I clicked the wrong thing. Alright, there we go. What do we got? We got this thing. I actually need these for I guess for hunting log. Did not know that. Alright. Cool. Inquisitor's corpse. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Alright, well. Let me move this back up here. Let's head back up out of this chasm. So now we know what he was doing down here. Murdering the actual Inquisitor and hiding its body. Or at least that's what it appears. And it looks like he used a dragon to do it. Ah. You found something, didn't you? Well, don't keep me waiting in suspense. Let's see it. Given the contents of this encyclical, I believe you have just made the acquaintance of the real Inquisitor Gallimain, newly come to Quarthus and murdered on the day of his arrival. Yes, it would have been a simple thing to assume his identity, for even if he were to behave oddly, who would dare question the wisdom of a papal appointment? Still, while this is incontrovertible proof that the Inquisitor is an impostor, we have yet to discern his true identity, or why he has decided to oppose us. We must proceed quickly, Fishfingers, before he learns that his deception has been discovered. I mean, obviously he's like a heretic, as they like to call anybody that does not believe their religion. So basically like any religion. Since Lord Dralamont has already been turned against us, I fear that this encyclical alone will not serve to convince him of our claims. But what might persuade a man so quick to disregard the endorsement of two high houses? The cook did say that the Lord listens to and respects the opinions of his knights. If a certain knight were to provide testimony that supports our claim, yes, mayhap that is the only way left to us. Confront Sir Julian with the evidence you discovered, and see if it helps him to recall the truth of that night. As a man of faith, he may find it difficult to cope with such a horrifying revelation. Nevertheless, we must do everything within our power to secure the enterprise. I mean, I realize that that's our mission, but, like... no thanks. Oh, wrong building here. Yeah. So this guy. Oh, you've returned. Is there something else you wanted to ask? The Inquisitor is an impostor? Don't be preposterous. That could not possibly be true. He is a paragon of virtue, a dedicated servant of the Fury. You would have me believe that this is all a lie? If you are so certain that your ludicrous story is true, then go and speak with Ser Punilla. She was at the Eastern Gate that night, and she helped the Inquisitor carry me here. But I will never speak against the man who saved my life. Naturally. I was going to say something, but I got distracted by, spam. You, I do not believe I know you, sir. Pray move along and trouble me no more. Are you in the habit of handing bloody documents to strangers? Why would you show me such a dreadful thing? I know not of it, not at all. What, do you doubt my words? Away with you. I will suffer your slander no more. Yes, I do doubt your words. You know, don't you? Fury, take me. I prayed this day would come. When Sir Jalot gave chase, I followed close behind. He didn't fall. One of those Dravian abominations lashed out at him, nearly killed him right then and there. I drew my sword and rushed to his side, straining to see the enemy, but what came from the dark was not a beast, but a voice. He knew things about me, about my family, secrets I had never told another. He said that if I kept his confidence, Sir Jolent and I would be spared, but if I defied him, everyone I loved would suffer unimaginable horrors before they died. When at last I agreed to his terms, the man came forward. His robes marked him as an inquisitor, but I knew him to be false. Together, we carried Sir Julian to the infirmary, and on his first night in Whiteburn Front, Inquisitor Gallamain was heralded as a hero. Soon after came the accusations. Countless men and women of good moral standing, seized whilst in possession of draconic rosaries. As I feared, he was condemning the innocent to death. I wanted to confess to Lord Drelamont, wanted to put an end to this madness, but then I would remember the Inquisitor's threats, and so I did nothing until Lord Frankel was accused. Some time ago, I followed the Inquisitor and found that he kept draconic rosaries in a chest hidden southeast of Whiteburn Front. So I took several from his chest and planted them in shipments bound for Skyfire locks. As I hoped, they were discovered and considered evidence of a conspiracy against House Hallinart, thus exonerating Lord Frankel and casting doubt on the other recent trials. And that is the entire truth, I swear. Alone, forgive me for not acting sooner. Okay. So, give me just a sec. So I got a message in chat. What I was talking about. It says undefined at Artillery J. Hello. If you need real free and high quality service to increase your viewers, check streamdetails.com. Top streamers already use it. Non-binary pride. Honestly, you can just fuck off. So can I block? All right. Think that worked. Anyway, spam bots. Gotta love them. All right. I'm assuming that I'm heading back in here, but no, it seems to be outside. Okay. Well, let's get on my burb here. Yeah, it's definitely outside. Okay. So this way? Ooh, I can just scurry through that little hole there. Ah, snow mount. Suspicious box. Present your findings to Drelamont. Alright. Just squeeze on through there. I didn't realize that I could get through there like that. I'm glad that I happened to go that way. Barracks. Or this tower, whatever it is. I don't know. Thought that they said that it was the barracks. Anywho. Why do you persist in this folly? I will not grant you three access to the stone vigil. Do not make me repeat myself. There had better be a very good explanation for why you're carrying these rosaries. And where did you find this papal encyclical? Fury take me. The Inquisitor is a heretic? Never before have I heard such an unbelievable tale, but this evidence and your testimony could have no other explanation. I have misjudged you and your friends, Fishfingers, and for that
I deeply apologize. I will permit you to enter the outpost, but first, I must needs beg your assistance. Help me and my knights bring this infernal impostor to justice. I will do this thing that you ask of me. Alright. That thrice damned heretic has murdered countless innocents and made a mockery of our laws. Hell's take him and his Dravian allies. I am told he makes for Snowcloak even now, intending to pass judgment upon yet another poor soul whom he has branded heretic. If we hurry, there may still be time to prevent further tragedy. Lend me your strength, Fishfingers. Together, let us put an end to this impostor's heresy once and for all. So... cool. I think that this is the last quest before we can go to that dungeon. So, it will be the last quest of the stream. In that case, let me just real quick scroll. There we go. Yeah, so the next quest after this takes us to the Stone Vigil. So that's where I need to go. Perfect timing too, because I gotta make some pee here soon. Take me a bio. So okay, can I not? Oh, well, that's not gonna help me anyway, I don't think. I need to go that way. I need to be on the opposite side of this place. Motherfucker. I need to go out the other door. This way. Alright. Alright, head down this path here. And I'll be able to confront the old Inquisitor here. And there's a dungeon over here too. I don't know if this is a Stone Vigil. I think the Stone Vigil's up there. Though I could be wrong. Could be this one. It's just so cold here. Alright. Good to have you with us, sir. When Lord Drellman arrives, we are to confront the Inquisitor. If he refuses to go quietly, we will need to use force. Are you prepared for that eventuality? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, I definitely am. Because, fuck this dude. You needn't tremble so, my child. The righteous shall enjoy everlasting peace in Halon's halls. Only the wicked. But why? Why must I die? By all that is holy, I swear to you that I have never questioned the teachings of Halon. Inquisitor, release the maid and come with us. My Lord Dralmont, what is the meaning of this interruption? You are aware that I am at present conducting an interrogation, are you not? Silence, villain. I name thee heretic, murderer of Inquisitor Galamain and countless innocents. You are a traitor to Isgard, to your own kith and kin. Your sins are beyond measure, beyond redemption. Ha 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 ha. Ah, grave allegations indeed, but you will find your logic is flawed. How can I betray that which I owe no allegiance? No, Lord Drellamont, my conscience is quite clear, I assure you. I wonder, can you say the same? You whose hands are black with the blood of those whose only sin was to question your nation's crazed crusade? You speak to me of Isgardian innocence. Ha! All are complicit in these crimes, for all live their lives by the Archbishop's lies. But I know you will not hear me. Deafened by dogma as you are, if you desire retribution, Lord Drelamont, then come. Let us see how Asgardian steel fares against Dravanian fang and claw. Alright, well, fuck you, you piece of shit. Take a nap, bitch. I guess I should take out some of these dudes. Oop. That one's down. Cool. Let's take out this fucker right here. Alright. Focus back on asshole. I should hit him with some thunder. He was not dotted. Oh, he has changed his form, I see. Alright, well. He seemed to have a hard-on for attacking me. Oh, good. It's a bird. That thing. Alright. Now can we please focus on him again? You know, the asshole that we're all here for? Alright. Fuck that guy. My glamour's dispelled. Your plans lie in ruin, heretic. Choose your words wisely, for they will be your last. You may not recall the many Asgardians I have sentenced, but the families of the dead will never forget. Blood has been repaid with blood, and for that I am content. My only regret is that you yet live. But your end is nigh, foreigner. The dragons within the stone vigil will rend you asunder, and when you are dead, White Brim Front shall fall. Defiant to the last, leave the body for the crows. His oak deserves not better. Somebody please make sure that he's dead. Fishfingers, I must apologize for involving you in this sordid business. You should never have been asked to intervene in his guardian affairs of state. Rest assured, I have not forgotten the matter which first brought you into our midst. It is past time that you were reunited with your airship. But this is not the place to discuss such matters. Pray visit me at White Brim Front and bring your associates. Alright. Cool, bruh. Level's no longer synced. Cool. Alright, so basically just need to head back over here and accept, or turn in this quest and then accept the next one. It's been a fun stream. And we are still raising money for St. Jude's. Raising money for St. Jude's through the month of August. So if anybody in chat wishes to help out by donating, the link is down in the About section. You can see the logo for St. Jude's. Just click on that and go donate. Where have you been, Fishfingers? The false Inquisitor has been slain, has he? Yes. Well, his was a tale always like to end in bloodshed. Though you have overcome the latest in a long line of unfortunate impediments, I would ask you not to revel in your victory just yet. We can celebrate once we have secured the Enterprise. Yeah, I'm getting there, dude. I'm getting there. As I am sure you will agree, it is past time we entered the Stone Vigil. Pay Lord Dromont a visit and remind him of his obligation to us. Sid and I will follow Anon. Anon? Is that a word? Alright, whatever. I'm going. Jump on the bird. Alright. Head up these steps. Hopefully one last time. And there he is. We owe you all a great debt of gratitude. Had it not been for you, the heretic masquerading as Inquisitor Gallimain would still be among us, free to prey upon the innocent. I see now that I was a fool to dismiss your claims out of hand, but you must understand, it seemed too much to hope that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn still lived, to say nothing of Master Gorland. Never have I been happier to be proven wrong. Well, it is gratifying to know that someone has derived a measure of enjoyment from your error. Now, if you have no further objections, we would appreciate it if you would permit us to enter the Stone Vigil and retrieve our airship. Yes, of course. It is the very least I can do, given all that you have done for us. But entering the outpost is the least of your concerns, I fear. You speak of the Drevonians that now hold the ruin? In part, yes. I should explain. Shortly after you first arrived, I had my men scour the old records. They confirmed that an abandoned airship had been seized by the soldiers garrisoned at the Stone Vigil in the days following the calamity. As far as we have been able to ascertain, it was still in their custody when the outpost was overrun by the dragons. Whether it was damaged or destroyed during the battle, I cannot say, nor can I give you any assurances that it has not been removed in the intervening years. For far too long, the ruin has served as a Dravonian foothold in Korthus, from which they have struck out at us with depressing regularity. Though we have pushed them back behind the walls, we have as yet been unable to drive them out, and cannot say when the situation will change. Or how it will change. Forgive me, Lord Drelamont, but there is no guarantee that you will prevail. In any event, we have not the time to wait. We will secure our property without Isgardian aid. I see. Well, that may be for the best. I will inform Ser Nathaniel of your impending visit. May Hallam guide you, scions. Alright, cool. So, yeah, so that is going to end this stream. Let me go ahead and find someone to raid here, and we will go ahead and do that. When next we meet, we will be going into the Stone Vigil. When next we meet playing this game, which, you know, I don't know that that's what we'll be playing, but, you know, it's plausible. It's highly likely, I should say. Whoa, that's a big old horse that just flew in my face. So let's see. Here's somebody else doing MSQ stuff. So we'll go ahead and give them a quick follow. Alright. Cool. So we went ahead and followed. Let's go ahead and hit them with a raid. And the name is Lulu Talks. So head on over, check out their stream. If you like the content that you see, give them a follow. And I hope that you enjoyed this stream, and I will catch you in the next one. So until then, take care of yourselves and make sure you drink water.